It's so difficult for Ukraine, isn't it? Because they've got 4 points, which is a lot of some of the third-place finishes that have gone through. It just wasn't enough tonight. But, Mark, they did have some really, really good chances tonight against Belgium.
They did. We said second half that they'll grow into the game, but they just couldn't quite either get the final pass right or, you know, get the shot off. That's good defending, to be fair there. But yeah, they huffed and they puffed second half, but they couldn't actually break down the Belgian defence. They'll be devastated, you know, to be going out with 4 points, as you said, and on goal difference. The first game was a shocker for them, and they paid the penalty in the last game.
Yeah, it just feels like, Don, the chances were there. Maybe half chances. How many of them were real clear-cut chances tonight?
Well, that one there looks like an amazing save from the goalkeeper, just as the corner got tucked in. I thought that Tedesco played a really dangerous game. He managed the game for about an hour. He realised his team weren't playing well. Probably checked the clock and thought, I've got to start protecting what I've got. Dangerous, because Rebrov, on the other hand, a manager that needs a win, you saw him go really attacking with these changes. So Belgium were very lucky in terms of they were one mistake or one bit of brilliance from going out of the tournament altogether. So they only just scraped over the line, Belgium.
Yep, they did. And if it wasn't for their goalkeeper, Casteels, it could have ended 1-0 to Ukraine. So he is our change maker of the match.
Low delivery, nearly cut out the goalkeeper. Malinovsky whips that in with venom. And Cone Casteels only just about scrambled it clear.
Well, there's no one on the post, so the keeper has to be sharp. That is an extraordinary clearance.
Casteels made a couple of big saves in the match for Belgium, but that one from that corner was by far the biggest, the best and the most important. Bhaichung, we were just watching that and thinking, how on earth has he actually managed to get that ball and not carry it over the line?
I think he's made a very, very good save, but to start off with, I think there was a mistake from him, because coming out of the line, taking a gamble before the kick has happened, just see if it's there. And again, you know, credit to the taker. I think he's done a great. He's read the goalkeeper has been out, but again, the save is fantastic. If you catch the ball, you're going to go with the ball inside the net. So it's better to punch it out. And luckily, he had a defender there to clear it out.
Yeah, Don, his body's moving one way into the goal, and he's managed to sort of palm it in the other direction. Are we sort of underestimating how much of a brilliant save that is?
I think technically it's a really good save. I mean, you know, you must be in a little bit of a panic mode if you're a goalkeeper backing towards your goal line. The ball that was whipped in, I mean, it was poor defending originally from the corner, but it's a great execution in terms of the effort. But that's when you think goalkeepers might panic, but they're not. They know exactly what they're doing. They're inside their comfort zone. Any one of us, the mere mortals who don't play in goal, would say that's probably really difficult. From a goalkeeper, you've got a split second to make a judgment. As Bhaichung says, you can't sort of carry that because you're going to take it over the line for a goal kick. You can't then parry it into your own 6-yard box because it might just have a tap in for Ukraine. So in the end, he's done really the right thing and smart goalkeeping.
Yeah, it was smart goalkeeping from Casteels. Now, up the other end, Belgium did have a few chances of their own, Mark. Chances that perhaps we would have expected them to finish on another day?
Well, we've been saying this for 3 games now, haven't we? That's always going to be the Achilles heel at the moment with them. They've had the opportunities, and there we go. Tielemans, that's his bread and butter, isn't it? Outside of the box and looking to get the shot off. But
do you think they played Doku quite well?
They did, yeah. I mean, apart from it, I mean, that's a great ball in. I think Lukaku's got to make his mind up rather than the opposite way. Doku's making the mind up for Lukaku. And they did have these opportunities. We said he's much maligned, Lukaku, and, you know, he showed us again his inconsistency, and today was no different.
Today was no different, Bhaichung. What did you make of Romelu Lukaku's performance? We spoke about him at length before the game. No goal again tonight, but he's had a couple of really good opportunities, especially that one which we didn't see but was in the first half.
Yeah, again, you know, typical Lukaku, he does get into great positions, create those openings, create those chances. But I think this tournament has been quite unlucky. He had 3 goals which was disallowed, but today again he had 1 or 2 good chances which he should have converted it.
Don, you've noticed something about Romelu Lukaku, haven't you?
Yeah.
Especially when Jeremy Doku was getting down that left-hand side. We saw one of the chances there where he put a beautiful ball across the box in between the goalkeeper and the defender. but Lukaku perhaps just didn't anticipate where the ball was going to go?
I think so. I mean, Doku played quite well because they tried to double up on him, but the Lukaku that I've watched over the years at Chelsea, especially at Inter when he was so good at pinning centre-halves and they couldn't really live with him because of his physical strength, I think this is not the worst ball in the world. Now, as a centre-forward there, Lukaku, you've got to get this side because Jeremy Doku's either looking for a little wall pass, he's either looking to play a little 1-2, or he's trying to feed it into Lukaku's feet for the finish. And in the end, I think Lukaku's a little bit static. So it's either the work rate, either a little bit tired, or he switches off. But if you go back to the Romania game when Tielemans scored from the edge of the box, similar sort of position, Mark, wasn't it? The way he sort of pins the centre-back.
Yeah, he's got to make it a little bit, he's got to be more proactive. There he was lazy in my eyes, you know. He's only got to go 3 yards to get in front of the defender, and all good strikers want to get across defenders and get that first touch, and if he'd have done that, he would have got his goal.
This is the goal.
Similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar. Pins the centre-back.
There we go.
Doku starts to move. He's looking for a little wall pass, little 1-2. Lukaku's one of the best in the business at holding centre-backs off, so he can try and roll and finish it himself, but he realises where Tielemans is. So just that little movement before in tonight's game was either a little bit off, as I said, maybe a little bit tired or a little bit leggy, but he weren't at his sharpest tonight.
He wasn't at his sharpest, Bhaichung, especially in front of goal, but we did see a couple of instances playing with his back to goal where we know Lukaku is so strong and so good, and he was linking up play, like we said at the start of the game. He was good at bringing his teammates into play. It might not have worked in front of goal, but with his back to goal, he was pretty impressive.
Yeah, again, you know, when you're a striker, I think a lot of times strikers would like to play with players who are more direct. And playing with Doku, I think it's always difficult to judge when he's going to release the ball or whether he's not going to. You make those runs and he doesn't release it. And when you're not making the runs, you know, Doku releases the ball. So I think it becomes very difficult with the players like that to play in. I think Lukaku does combine very well with Kevin De Bruyne because he's more direct and he knows that he's going to put it through. But with Doku on the right or left, I think we've not seen that movement and combination that's been working for Belgium.
Don, what did you make of Jeremy Doku's performance tonight?
I think he done OK in fits and starts. It wasn't like the Doku that played in the last game. I think the balance was a little bit lopsided with Trossard playing on the right-hand side. They missed Luka Bacchio. You think where Belgium were really good in the last game, they had lots of width. Tonight, I think he got involved in... It's difficult when you're a winger of his class because he attracts opposition. You know, you can see every time he's trying to take someone on. If you get him 1v1, he's one of the best in the business because, as I said, he can go on the left, he can go on the right, he's got a trick, he's got speed. But every time Ukraine sort of got near him here, look, 2v1. So then the only thing he can do is just lay it off. So they actually defended him quite well. That was the first time he got away. I think Lukaku should have been on the move there. He's got to run towards goal. If he's on the move and he's proactive, I think he gets a tap in. But I go back to it. He was OK tonight. It wasn't the worst. He got well played.
Do you think he played too narrow? Everything...
Belgium.
Yeah. Everything was in the centre of the pitch and it was congested and they couldn't get the shots off, they couldn't link the play in. I think, you know, to use Terry Phelan, get it wide in wide areas and get it into the box.
Well, the other game...
Thoughts about Manchester United and Everton. The erstwhile great Manchester United are still seesawing. A draw with Spurs on the 14th of January saw them win 5 straight games, albeit most of them just barely. Then came the awful loss to Fulham on the 24th of February in which they played a lacklustre game. Then came Sunday's derby where they lose 1-3 to the current league champions Manchester City, a game where they go a goal ahead, defend brilliantly for 50 minutes, eventually capitulating to the obviously better class of their rival. Regarding the manager Erik ten Hag, there are still many complaints from pundits left and right. The lack of clear sense of direction or style of play, lack or poor quality of man management and constant poor recruitment of players. Since the 25% takeover of Man United by Jim Ratcliffe, it was hoped that Man United will progress to a more successful direction under his watch. Some pundits even think that Ten Hag might even be replaced come next season. Yet the stats show that he did not do too badly. He managed 61 wins in all competitions in his first 100 games, which actually is better record than either Mikel Arteta with 54 and Jurgen Klopp with 50.
Thoughts on Arsenal and Tottenham? If not for that one-week blip where they lost to Aston Villa and bow out of the Champions League, Arsenal have been by far the most impressive team this season. They have the best defensive record. They blow teams away by huge margin of goals, which leave them with the top goal difference, worth a point at least. Even after that week of disappointment, they are now pretty much faultless. It is not their choice, however. They have to be because reigning champions Manchester City have games in hand, which if they win all the remaining games, there is nothing Arsenal can do about it. They will be crowned champions for the 4th consecutive time. But the way Arsenal played this season, it will be a shame if they did not win the Premier League.